Just when you think it couldn't get any dumber, it do. Oh, it do. Right now, there are people who paid $500 or more per ticket to see the band called Rage Against the Machine. But first, they had to be vaxxed up, masked up before they were allowed to sing, "Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me." Unless, of course, there's a virus with a 99.8% survival rate, in which case, shut up and do what you're told. Shilling in the name of...
How people rage on behalf of the machine. And I said, before you go to a Rage concert, you have to be vaxxed up, masked up before you're allowed to sing "Fuck you, and do what you tell me." And they put a COVID label underneath my thing, I guess because I wrote vax. And it's like the nerve of these people to try to fact check anybody when for 2 years straight, everything they said, the truth was the opposite.
Yeah.
I mean, they went from people are going to, and Sam brings up this point, those videos in early March and February of people in China falling over on the street. And it's like, yeah, that's when they were probably practicing trying out the vax, because nobody did that. Nobody was falling over, dying. And it went from death and destruction, millions. What did they say? Like 2% of the population is going to be dead. Fauci and his fucking keyboard wisdom. All these people are going to fucking be dead. Then when the death rate dropped, I think it was like 84% in the first, like by February or April. Then it pivoted from death to cases. Oh, and by the way, 95% false positives with this fucking PCR test that the guy who invented it, you can't use for it. And then they were testing it at 40 cycles for Trump. And then they brought it down to 30 or 35 for Biden. Oh, and by the way, 95% false positives. And so everything they say is for bullshit. But you say that, but you call them out, fact check, banned, whatever. Then they were going to use a new test because of 95% false positive. Then everybody who died was 4 or more comorbidities. Oh, and the average age was 81 and the average lifespan was less than that. I mean, every step of the fucking way they've been lying, and people are still believing this shit. It's the ultimate Lucy with the fucking football. I mean, it's not domestic violence. It's like, first time he hits me, shame on him. Second time, shame on me. I mean, these guys are working on 20, 30 times black eyes and fat lips from the government. And I mean, I had this argument with this guy at the gym in the sauna, and he goes, and he was talking about the January 6th insurrection. I said, yeah, my favorite part about the deadly insurrection was when they stayed inside the velvet rope. What the fuck are you talking about, man? I mean, these people were let in. There's video of it. $3 billion worth of damage. 2 years from BLM and Antifa, and by the way, storming buildings and throwing Molotov cocktails into cop cars, and storming, the Capitol buildings all across the country. But let's worry about these guys. Yeah, let's worry about these guys who, again, stayed inside the velvet ropes and for the deadly insurrection. So I can get into this with this guy in the sauna at the gym, and I go, bro, you need to stop watching fucking CNN, because, and I told him, how many times do you have to be lied to by your government before you stop fucking listening? NPC sheep. We are surrounded by NPC sheep. The dumb are out fucking breeding the people with critical thinking. That's what's happening. And it's fucking infuriating. But again, this is not all of them. This is the squeaky wheel. They're the minority, but they would have you believe in the corporate press would have you believe that they're the majority. No. There's more of us, and they're just the loudest.
That's right. I mean, that's a great rant. You summed it up totally. Like I got an old buddy who I met through graffiti actually, and he's talking shit. He's like, dude, Trump's going down. I'm watching all the J6 trials. Everyone's testifying against him. And it's just like, what are you talking about, bro? Like you said, inside the velvet ropes, they just had a confidential informant exonerate totally the Proud Boy, saying actually they're telling people to pick up trash and don't be violent. Yeah. And then of course, you've got these FBI plants that are just glowing. Everybody knows they're a fucking plant, and they're calling them out in the moment. And people have been sitting in jail.
They're not with us. They're not with us. Yes, they're not with us. They're not with us. When people talk that shit about the Proud Boys, I mean, my first question is, okay, how do you explain the black fucking president? How do you explain the gays and all the minorities? And this is my joke. There's more minorities in the Proud Boys than there are in Antifa.
Nice.
Okay. And then the thing that was, oh, where were you January 6th? I remember where I was January 6th. I was in LA. I was sober and I was pissed off at BLM for burning down all the neighborhoods with the best weed. That's where we're fucking at today. The hypocrisy is just unreal.
Yeah.
Unreal.